A common material in my life is cadmium red oil paint. Next, we're going to look further into the paint and its materials. Cadmium red was not used commercially until 1919, with cad yellow being used since 1820. These colors were more permanent to their alternatives with a lower chance of fading. Cadmium-based colors are also able to be made brighter and deeper than other shades at the time. The colors were and still are more expensive than alternatives due to the element's scarcity. Cadmium paints were also used in the famous painting The Scream by Edvard Munch. I've used cadmium paints in my own personal paintings also. The composition of oil paint is usually linseed oil and a pigment combined. In cadmium red and other cadmium colors such as orange and yellow, the pigments come from the element cadmium. Here you see an SEM photo of pigment in linseed oil. What is cadmium? Cadmium is a chemical element with the atomic number 48. It's a bluish-gray metal similar to zinc and mercury, as are in the same group on the periodic table. Cadmium is soft at room temperature and can be easily cut with a knife. German chemist Friedrich Stroheimer discovered cadmium in 1817 as a zinc impurity as he was trying to convert zinc carbonate he bought from a pharmacy to zinc oxide to resell. He found the impurity had no trace of known metals and eventually discovered its unique atomic weight. Cadmium today is found as a byproduct to zinc, copper, and lead ore treatment, but can also be found in the mineral greenockite. Cadmium today is used in most rechargeable NiCad or nickel cadmium batteries. It's also used in solders or for electroplating to reduce steel corrosion and as a barrier to control nuclear fission and control rods. Cadmium is also used in some television displays and is used in low melting alloys. Some labs use cadmium in lasers for experimentation, and cadmium is still used as a pigment in paints today. Cadmium is also found in some cigarette smoke due to the tobacco plants absorbing it from the soil naturally. Cadmium is a heavy metal and considered to be highly toxic, however, is safe in small quantities, such as in pigmentation. Regulations recommend cadmium dust exposure should not exceed 0.01 milligrams per cubic meter per 40-hour work week. Cadmium toxicity can cause renal dysfunction, while cadmium exposure chronically can cause pulmonary impairment, including lung cancer. This is one of the reasons heavy chain smokers have a higher chance of lung cancer due to the constant cadmium exposure and other effects of cigarettes. Thank you for watching, and that is all.